In the room. Come on in the room. Now I ain't gonna go up another octave because I might scare y'all up out of here. Y'all know for the ones that might just be coming. How y'all doing? It's Jeremy, and I'm coming at y'all again today with a live review of Ready to Love season 6, episode 8. Baby, let's get into some things. Let's get into some things. Let's get into some things. You know, we have some things to really get to, okay? So this week, all of men meet up with Tommy and they talk to him about what their objective is this week. They're supposed to be basically letting the women meet their best friend, meet the person who knows where all the bones, are carried. But it's not like they're really going to tell these women anything. Like, and I always tell ladies this, just because the boyfriend or the nigga that you interested in friend is cool or nice does not mean he on your side, sis. He will never tell you where those bones are buried. So you can ask as many questions as you want. They're gonna make it they're gonna make it seem like this man has no faults at all. If you're talking to family or friends, you can't trust what they say. Period. And that just is what it is. Like, period. So the first person who we're gonna be discussing will be, hold on, y'all. I'm up here. I got it in my phone right now. I got it in my phone. So the first person that we're going to be talking about is going to be Paul. So Paul ended up bringing his friend. I think his friend's name is Chill Bill or something along the lines of that. Okay, so he decided to bring Zakiyah and Carmen. He said that he wanted to bring Tina, but Tina was kind of, being evasive. Now I don't know what that necessarily meant, and I wanted to kind of know the time frame of the things that were happening. Was, the date that he had with Tina, Carmen and Zakiyah, scheduled before or after Donovan? Because she showed up for Donovan. She didn't show up for, Paul, even though Paul was quote unquote her type. And she was feeling Paul so much so that she abandoned Wiley, left him out to dry. So I don't really know. But as we get into it, Zakiyah walks up. Zakiyah, I really love Zakiyah. It's just something about her that just really just does it for me. She just gives me grown woman. She gives me just maturity. She just gives me experienced. She gives me just life, just life. She's just really vibrant. I really like Zakiyah. I really, really like Zakiyah. For the most part, Zakiyah and Ace are like my top two choices as far as like this season goes. I really love those two women. They are amazing. And she hugs the friend, very cordial, very nice. And she says that she hasn't really gotten on a date with Paul, and she wanted to see, was there anything there? This is kind of like a new territory for her, and she open to it. I'm kind of still surprised that Paul ass still here. I don't know about y'all niggas, but me, I'm surprised Paul ass is still here. What is going on? How did we let this dusty nigga slip through the cracks, through the crevices, to be this far in the competition? I don't know. Hey Ellen, how you doing? Like, I was a little bit taken aback that Paul is still here. And then, needless to say, y'all, the villain herself comes up with these loud ass blue contacts. Like, it's the return of the Twilight character, Carmen. She comes. That name itself just has like a villainess sound to it, Carmen. Or maybe she just made it seem that way. But she comes and she's like, "Oh, I'm surprised to see you're here, Zakiyah. Like, maybe you'd be able to find out if there's like a spark here or not." I was like, "Sis, calm down, calm it down. Like, why are you so interested in being in competition with this lady? She is not focused on you. Why have you decide to make her your enemy? Don't you have anything better to do? She got to help NASA. She got to help the dance system. She got a lot of stuff to do other than deal with you and your pettiness. Why did you even come on this show, sis, if all you wanted to do was be catty and petty? You could have took that shit to the last season. You could have been a part of the Brown Girl squad. Carmen Sandiego was a villain. Like, what is that name from? Carmen Sandiego. Sis, it sounds familiar. I don't know where it comes from. But so they're talking, and you want to know what I kind of realized is that, you know, and I said this last episode, that Carmen and Laverne to me are two sides of the same coin. Two sides of the same coin. The same type of answers that Laverne was giving when he met the ex. Yes, was it last, not last season, but last episode, is this type of answers that she was given this episode. And after they finished whatever they did, all of the talking and stuff like that, the friends basically said, if you're trying to go for Paul, then Zakiyah will be the way to go. If you're trying to do this as POJ, then you would go with Carmen. And I was like, well, I'm a little bit confused, because are you saying that POJ, like, you make it seem like POJ is like the gigolo, the bounce with it, but y'all just said that Carmen is dominant and she likes to control her man. So I was like, wouldn't Carmen match better with Paul than with PO? Because obviously Carmen would be trying to control POJ, and it would be issues, especially if he was a gigolo. And let's also talk about that. Why the hell are you in elementary school calling yourself a gigolo? Who be doing that? Like what the hell? Is that even a thing? Like, and why would you even know that word at, like, in elementary school? You niggas are weird. And y'all been exposed to way too much sex at a young age. I feel like people just lose their innocence so easy, and it don't just have to be through sex. It could be through what you're watching on television, what you're watching as far as like books, what you're reading. It's so hard to keep kids in that innocent space that they used to be in when they were children. And like, before you know, your kid end up scrolling across porn or something, corn on the cob. And then before you know it, they're out here trying to masturbate and stuff like that. Just completely robs them of their innocence. And it really makes me wonder, like, what have he experienced to be going through elementary school talking about he a gigolo? That was weird to me. I'm sorry, y'all, that I just had to, like, kind of get in on that. But like, it was odd. But the thing is that the best friend was a nice guy. I thought that, he seemed to be listening to the women. He seemed to be, making eye contact, listening to them. But I just didn't agree with his take on things. Like, I would think that Paul would be better for Carmen, because Paul is way more docile, way more toned down and everything else like that. And then POJ is supposed to be the ladies' man and everything else. You would need somebody that's extremely secure with themselves, that's not out here trying to tear everybody down. So Carmen wouldn't fit that. Like, I feel like that would just be a recipe for disaster. And I'm tired of you niggas, like, with these alter egos. Who the fuck y'all supposed to be? Beyonce? Nicki Minaj? Like enough. We already got to deal with this bullshit on Married at First Sight. Like, aren't we kind of done with the alter egos, the altered personalities? Like, aren't we done with this? Like, it's okay to just be yourself. And you don't have to blame the actions on another bitch that resides in your brain. Like, it's you. All of it's you. All of it is you, Paul. That gigolo side of you is you too, not POJ. That's you too. So let's cut the bullshit, okay? All right. So the next couple up would be none other than Tori and Sabrina. Now, y'all remember what I said about Sabrina last episode, and on top of that, when I was on Ashley Aubrey's live, I was basically saying I thought Sabrina was a narcissist. I thought Sabrina was very full of herself, that she really thinks that she's the only option for each of these men, and that, she's selfish. And to me, that proved right tonight. And I'm going to explain exactly why. So Tori has his best friend, they meet up, They dap up, do whatever, friends do. And another thing, like, you already know that you on camera, man. You don't have to sit here and act like you don't know why this man all dressed up on GQ, because he on national television and you needed to be dressed up too. I don't like the outfit that his friend had on. I was like, this is not a good representation on who you need to be, bruh. But anyway, listen. Sabrina comes in, gives him a gift. She was like, I'm going to give you a gift. It's time for me to gift you. And I'm like, well, I was like, okay, why are you giving him a gift if he's not your top choice? I was like, what are you doing? Are you just trying to reel him in a little bit closer? Like what's going on here? I don't know what her motivations is, but y'all, I don't think it's love. And then also, it was supposed to be Ace there as well, but Ace ended up not showing up, right? So he's worried about Ace, so he calls Ace to try to see, hey, where are you? Like, we're starting the scene, like you haven't shown up. And then Sabrina got the nerve to be offended that he's calling Ace. What? Sis, what happened to the process? What happened to, just be in the process? Like what happened? Like, what happened to that? Like, you can't just sit here and wanna pick and choose when people can just be a part of the process or not. See, that's exactly what I was talking about. It's okay for her to juggle a whole bunch of niggas, but don't let these other niggas have other people that they're actually interested in. Like, listen, y'all. Sabrina is not here for love. I don't know what Sabrina is on here for. I don't know if she just here to get her DMs popping, to maybe bounce on a few D's. I don't know what she on, but like, she is literally contradicting herself the whole episode, not just by her words, but through her actions and the way that she's moving. Like, but the friend starts asking them questions, about where they're at. They say that, they're still trying to get to know each other better and everything else like that. But at the end of the day, come on, Tori, you don't want this woman. And I'm gonna say this: you wanted her at one point. She disappointed you, played in your face, and then you're over it. Now it's just all kind of is coming across a little bit spiteful to me. Like, you shouldn't have invited her. But then again, I can understand that you probably would end up going home if you didn't, because you need a connection. You get what I'm saying? So I can understand it based on the show perspective, but I'm just saying that, I just don't see it anymore with you and Sabrina. Like, it's a wrap on it. It's a wrap on that. And Sabrina, another thing, you mad at him for calling and talking about that, but you literally kissed another nigga in his face in front of everybody. You kiss and nibble on a nigga ear in front of everybody. Just a day after you told that man that you were that y'all were each other's first choice. Like, so I don't understand where you have the audacity to even get offended at anything that anybody else has to do on this process that involves somebody else. You already kind of said that he kissed Precious to get back at you. Who said that? It could have been many of reasons why he kissed Precious. Now, do I think that he kissed Precious, because he solely wanted to get back at you? Could be not. But at the end of the day, you don't have the sufficient evidence to prove that for you to just be saying it so boldly. It kind of gives me narcissistic vibes. You don't know if he kissed her to kind of see where they were at, to try to see if there was any type of physical attraction there, to try to see, if there was any type of spark. It could have been that. But you just took it as him trying to kiss somebody else to get back at you. So if he tries to establish a connection with anybody else, it's to spite you. Y'all, I do not like Sabrina. I don't see it for sis. I really don't. And the fact that anyway. So listen. So after her friend ends up talking to her, we really don't get to know know anything else outside of what we already know. You get what I'm saying? Like, Sabrina don't let nobody know no new information. She didn't really ask any like valid questions that I felt like would open her eyes into anything. It was just blah. Sabrina, I don't know what Sabrina is here for, y'all. And it's like really bothering me, because I feel like she's just here to play. She's the female, player of the season. All she wants to do is just go on dates. This lady is not trying to actually find no damn love. And I would love when we all realize that and call her out on it. She has exhibited narcissistic behavior this whole episode, y'all. And I cannot take. I cannot take. I can't take. And she ain't cute. And she ain't cute enough to be having all of this attitude. Like she should be the only woman for everybody. Like, sis, you don't have it like that. You need to calm down. Okay. But let's move on. The next date, I think it could have been Demetrius and his best friend. If not, we're gonna be going to that as well. So Ellen says, with Donnie too, she questioned if he was ready, and it hasn't been long since her last relationship either. She was questioning whether he was ready because he had another option there. For some reason, she thinks that she is these men's only option. The chick is weird in the head, and she's trying to but I'm gonna get to that when we get to it. Let's go to her top choice. So she ends up going to a date with a friend to go see Demetrius, right? And this is her top choice, but notice she didn't give her top choice a gift, but she gave Tori a gift. Did you just give Tori a gift because he gave you the cupcakes, or did you give Tori a gift because you actually wanted to? Did you give Tori a gift because you wanted to reel him in because you starting to see that he's not feeling you like that and you like to juggle these niggas? Like why did you give Tori a gift but not get your top choice a gift? Right? And so now she's talking to Demetrius's friend, and Demetrius is basically Demetrius' friend is basically letting us know that Demetrius needs a submissive woman, something that Sabrina is not. Sabrina seems shocked by this information. Like it wasn't just last week when he said that he doesn't like to take his partner's considerations into anything. He doesn't really honor the opinion of the person that he's with. Ellen said, well, she said she gifted him because he always gives her. Didn't seem like it was something else she wanted to do. Child, Sabrina is a fucking clown. Like, Sabrina is a clown ass woman. But my thing is this, like, he basically let it be known that he's very dominant, that he's very headstrong, that he's very stubborn. Last episode, when he looked you and your ex-boyfriend in the face and said that, it could be a chance that he'll listen to what you say and not take any consideration of it and still do what he wants to do and dare you to do something. Like, you should have known then. And the fact that you guys have this strong connection and y'all have so much strength in y'all connection, and he never once brought this up to you, or you never once got to know this, that's questionable to me, because that's something that's very, 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 very basic that you should know about somebody. What type of woman do they need? Do they need somebody who's a leader or a follower? That's something that you talk about probably in the first 2 dates. So I'm saying, how deep are your connections, Sabrina? What are you talking to these dudes about for them to be your top choices? Like, obviously, it ain't anything with any depth in it, because if it was, you would have known that. But you sitting here acting surprised. And my thing is this, like, obviously, Demetrius and her are not a good combination. Yeah, they might look good together, I guess, but outside of just the visual optics of it all, what else is there? It's nothing of depth. Y'all personalities don't click. And in my opinion, it's so funny to me that you told Paul that you didn't want to talk to him because he was really serious. He had a very, serious tone to him, the same as you and all of that other stuff. And you need somebody who's going to bring out a more fun side of you. But your top choice is Demetrius. Ain't nothing fun about that nigga. We haven't seen anything fun with Demetrius. Demetrius ain't made me giggle a key once. Nothing. I haven't smiled while looking at Demetrius. I haven't grinned while looking at Demetrius. I ain't never saw no fun side to Demetrius. All I saw was an asshole. Really? That really was it. So I'm saying, how is this your first choice? And I'm gonna really get into you a little bit more as we go into this, because Sabrina done fucked up, y'all. Sabrina done fucked up. Now she's listen to me. Now she's realizing that Demetrius may not be the man for her, right? And that in that they really may not have the chemistry that she thinks they do. And, all of the competition aside that she's trying to pit against these men, she wants these men to go through the Olympics to be with her for some reason, while she really does nothing for anybody else. Now, we understand that the men are supposed to chase the women, but what are you really giving these men in return? Besides confusion. You get what I'm saying? Like, child. So she fucked up her connection with Tori, who was actually everything that she said that she actually wanted. Somebody that was fun, somebody who was more laid back, somebody who could bring out a fun side, somebody who was understanding, all of that stuff, somebody who would allow her to be herself. She left that to play around with Demetrius, knowing that Demetrius is not what she wants, but she likes the competition and she likes people that like her. And it's all about who does something more for her that week or more for her that day. And the thing is, Tori was not for that type of game. Now, now the date's ended. The friend of Demetrius talks to him and says, she might be the one for you. Y'all might be really hitting it off. I was like, where are you getting this from? How? I was like, either they had some conversations that were cut out that we didn't really get a chance to see, but from what I saw, I didn't see anything that would point that y'all two would be a good combination at all. That shit to me giving oil and vinegar. Y'all are like two different types of people. I just don't see it. And I don't see him allowing you to live your whole life like you want to live it, being free of flirtations as you want to be with him. Like, sis, what are you basing your decisions off of, Sabrina? Because it don't make a lick of fucking sense to me. And that's because you're not here for love, sis. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. But y'all, let's move off from them. And now we're gonna be at Clifton, Joy, and Zakiyah. So Clifton, Big Daddy Clifton, as Zakiyah has coined him, he has his friend with him, and they are anticipating the women, and Zakiyah comes, Joy comes, and Joy says this is her first time really getting to see, another connection of Clifton in front of her, and she's very interested to see how that may work. And she states that, Zakiyah doesn't really seem too intimidated. And I'm up here like, well, that's because Zakiyah is confident in herself, and she's not really bothered if she don't get any one of these niggas, because she knows she's a catch, and she knows the right nigga will come when it comes, so she's not bothered by anything and anybody. So yeah. So they're talking, answering and asking the questions to the friend. Skip forward. Now the friend says, if it's up to who will work better with, Clifton's energy, it will be Joy, because, he's loud. He's very boisterous. He's very in your face and everything else like that. And I don't mean in your face as in, trying to get in your face and intimidate you. But I mean, he has a very vibrant, loud, upfront personality, which is okay. But I always side eye people, when they want people just like them in a relationship. To me, I'm more of like an opposites attract type of person. If you guys really was to meet me in person, you will see that I'm very shy, that I really don't like to talk like that I'm not I'm not a social person. Like, you ain't gonna see me. I ain't a social butterfly. Like, I'm a social boulder. Like, I stay in one spot and I manage that area. I ain't gonna be no butterfly in this bitch. That's not my ministry. You know what I'm saying? So I often tend to end up with people who are on that side. They are more personable than me. They are more, social butterflies than me. It balances itself out. You don't have to date somebody with an exact replication of your personality. I think that's a little bit weird, if you ask me. Like, and I was like, I don't think that Zakiyah would stop you from being yourself, Clifton. I really don't think that the kid will stop you from being yourself. I really just think that you just decided to go with Joy. Now, I do think that Clifton does have, moderate connection with Zakiyah, and he respects Zakiyah as a woman. He really values, her worth and everything else, but he's definitely in it all for Joy. Like, it's a wrap on it. Joy ends up leaving. And it's like right after she walks out the door. Now, I'm not too sure because they bleeped it out, but I'm pretty sure that Clifton said, "Would you mind if I have a taste of your vagina?" Did y'all catch when he said that? And then she said, tell me when. And then the friend said, "I'm gonna just turn my head." I'm like, okay, Clifton, time is getting too close to the end for you to be still sexually coming at a woman like this. Why you have this strong connection with Joy? You ain't asked to eat Joy coochie. Why ain't asked to eat hers? You probably asked off camera, but yeah, Zakiyah was really playful. And like I said, she still can be. I know a lot of you niggas gonna try to sit here and talk about, oh, look at what Zakiyah allowed him to say to her. Like, he has her consent, period. And Eric still don't, period. Eric still don't have her consent. Eric still don't have the right to grab her titties. Eric still don't have the right to do any of the shit that he did. So at the end of the day, she can allow Clifton to do what he wants to do as long as she wants Clifton to do it. Just because she wants Clifton to do it doesn't mean that Paul gets to do it. Doesn't mean that Laverne gets to do it. Doesn't mean that Eric gets to do it because she allowed Paul to do it. See how consent works? It's not going to be the same for everybody. The feelings that you have for one person is not going to be the same. The connection that you might have for somebody may not be the same. She might have a strong sexual connection to Clifton to where she wants the nigga to touch her, but she has that right. I'm so sick and tired of you barnyard having ass niggas trying to sit here and make it seem like Zakiyah is contradicting herself when she's not. Consent is consent. Consent ain't transferred to another nigga just automatically. And consent is not transferable, period. It's not something that you can cash up to nobody. But let me move on before I end up pissing myself off, because that whole Eric and Zakiyah situation, y'all really, really, really got me. And tell me also, did y'all kind of see that Clifton best friend looked like a dark-skinned version of him with glasses on? They really looked like kind of like twins to me. Was it just me? But he was just a little bit more smaller because Clifton is supersized. But outside of that, who knows? She said, Ellen says maybe he tasted it already. Maybe John Joy got that don't truck back there. She got a little don't truck. Joy thick back there. Joy got body on it. Joy can't dress though. But Joy got body. Joy, what the hell do you be wearing? What did you have on, sis? I mean, the outfit was cute, but what about the shoes? Like, what are those, sis? What are those? Like, when they panned off and she was walking off and panned to her feet, and we saw them fresh Nikes. I was like, this is some other shit. I was like, now, sis, you done fucked up this outfit. It could have really been cute with some with some stiletto heels. But I was like, sis, what you got on? Joy just been dressing like she just been rolling out of bed, just throwing on anything in her closet that's comfortable. Joy is tired of this process, y'all, and her outfits tell me so. I'm ready. I'm ready for this to be over because I can't handle any more of Joy's outfits. It's the outfits for me. It really is. All right, y'all. So now we're gonna move on to the next date. And the next date is none other than Donovan and his best friend. Who his best friend is none other than y'all guessed it, Philip. Like Philip from last season. Now, what are the chances that Philip best friend would end up in the next season and then Philip would feature on this season? And that's why I be saying, like, is this shit even real? Is it like, is this even real? Like what's going on here? So him and Phil meet up. They shower each other with praises. I really love to see men have, like, best friend connections with each other where they can show each other affection and stuff like that. I love when men are not intimidated to shower each other with compliments, and stuff like that. It really shows a sense of security about their masculinity and their manhood. So I really did dig that. I really love healthy friendships between males. You don't really see that too much in the black community. A lot of us may think that the friendships are healthy, but they're not, but that's besides the point. Let's get into things. So the two women who show up are Sabrina and Tina. So Sabrina shows up first, getting herself all comfortable. She hugs what's his name? Donovan. Yeah, she hugs Donovan and then hugs Philip, then sits in her seat. And then when Tina comes up, she's gonna be like, "Oh, Tina here. Of course she is." Now I'm gonna see if I'm gonna be asking the questions and see everything that he has to say if it adds up to what he's told me. Sabrina, why are you gonna shade Tina? What about Tina was there for you to shade? I don't understand. Like, you really want these niggas to only have you on their mind while you just with everybody. Y'all, like, this lady is seriously a narcissist. Tina was barely there. She wasn't here for it. She wasn't here for it all. And then now, listen. So Sabrina's gonna say, like, now that she sees that, Donovan has like a strong connection with Tina. I'm like, no, he don't. He don't have no strong connection with him. You're just mad because he has somebody else here. So now you're mad at him and you're trying to say that his connection with Tina is strong, when in all reality, he don't even know none of y'all that well. I was like, Sabrina, just say that you only want these men to be interested in you, while like, Sabrina came in this bitch trying to turn this show into The Bachelorette. Really, I feel like that's really what it is. That's what she should have signed up for. That's where her heart is at. But as far as like this process, this girl is shady. She's shady. She wants to be the only one that these people are interested in. She wants to be the only one that they're like eyes on. And now, and it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. It is a waste of time. They start asking the questions and everything else. And another thing, y'all, why wasn't Carmen there? Did y'all peep that? Why was Carmen not there to meet the ex? Did y'all think she met the ex but they didn't show the scene, or she met the ex and maybe they just decided not to film it? I don't get it. Like, why was Carmen not there? Because I thought Carmen would be one of the ones who would be there more so than Tina. I mean, Tina did look better than she did last episode. Tina a pretty chick. It just depends on what wig she's combining with her face. Like Tina, like, to me, Tina came across this whole episode like she over it. She over it. She was over it. But they said that, when it came to Sabrina answered all the questions, a little bit too perfectly. That's what Phil said. And it could be possible that she may be, some type of, whatchamacallit? What's the word for it? That she might be a player. She's saying all the right things, meaning nothing. She knows how many babies she wants, the gender of the babies. Sabrina, cut the bullshit, sis. Why are you here? Why is nobody calling her out? My God, I cannot take it. I cannot take it, y'all. I can't take it. Sis is up here just having fun. Too much fun, if you ask me. Now, anyway, so the friend is basically saying that, Sabrina does seem like a really good match, but she has too good of answers. And I was like, Phil, you definitely take one and no one, because you was definitely giving all of those same type of answers when Shiloh friends were talking to you, and then you just dumped her ass and Whitney, and did her that way, which you had all the right to. But I'm just saying that you are also one that knows how to answer all the questions the right way. So don't be judging her. Don't be judging her, or you see a little bit of you in her. Could that be it? Huh? Is that a word? Huh? Hmm. Look, don't make me open up a sermon on you niggas. Look, but anyway, child. Anyway, now y'all, we have two different dates. So we end up going to a scene where there is Tori waiting, at a table, and then Ace shows up. I was really surprised that Ace even showed up. And Tori says, kind of a little bit disappointed. And might I add, I really loved the humbleness, the gentleness, and the understanding that Tori displayed when it came to this. Like I've been trying to tell y'all, I think Tori is very understanding if you're just transparent with him. Like look at that. Like, he was very understanding. He didn't hold it against her. He wasn't upset. He understood what she was saying. And Ace basically let it be known that, she didn't want to like send the wrong messages by going to that date, that she like, really just saw it as a friendship. And the way that Tori looks at Sabrina, the way Tori feels for Sabrina, that's how a man is supposed to go after his woman. That is how, and it's not the way that he goes after her. And she don't want to waste her time and waste his time. Then he says that, it's kind of sad because you spend all your time, looking at one thing, and you don't really see what's in front of you. And now he's starting to realize that, that Ace is a bomb ass woman, but you were too busy. You were too busy fawning over Sabrina basic ass. Like, I was like, you sitting here fawning over Sabrina when you have a whole good ass woman here. Why don't people see the bombness that is Ace? Now, it's done. Ace already said that she's entertaining somebody else, you know, romantically. So it's a wrap. He respected it. He said, he wished he had made different decisions. And I was like, you wish you would have got to know her more instead of, crying in the car every episode about Sabrina. And that's okay because you really did like Sabrina. And you didn't feel her like that. You didn't feel Ace like that. And that's okay. Ace was able to sense it and she moved accordingly. Now, Ace, my only issue with you is that you could have told him this before the date. You could have easily communicated that before the date. You didn't have to wait until after when he got you on a date to tell him that, you just wasn't feeling him like that, because you could see that he was feeling somebody more. You could have communicated that way more earlier than after the date had already transpired. You could have definitely did that. That was my only gripe. But I definitely understood what Sabrina was saying. And I was so proud of Sabrina because she could see that, she's not being valued like she should on this show, and she just excused herself. She knows her self-worth, and she was able to get another nigga. I love me some Ace, y'all. Talk like, fight with your mom, but don't fight with me. Ace is that chick. Ace is that chick. So now we go on another date, and it's actually I believe it's Paul and Zakiyah. And the kid is basically saying, it's really nice that she's on a date with him. This is her first time, really having a one-on-one, and she wants to see if there's any, any spark to Paul. And her and Paul basically hit it off. Paul opens up about who he is, what he wants. Like, he even shows a little bit of side of his of his corniness and his corny jokes. And Zakiyah laughs a little bit. I'm like, Zakiyah don't really see it for him. Zakiyah said it was like a little bit more that she felt, but she's still getting to know him. I was like, sis, you're not feeling him like that, and that's okay because I'm still shocked that he's here. I'm still shocked that he's here. I don't know why Paul is here. I don't even know how are they even choosing these people. I don't just see why somebody would look at Paul and decide him for Ready to Love after hearing him speak. Unless these people just be on some bullshit when they talk to the judges, but then come to the show and act completely different. I don't understand it. The same way I don't understand how Vern made it past, all the different rounds. Obviously, Vern wasn't looking for anything realistic anyway. So they ended up meeting, it's now a spark there, or at least Paul says there's a spark. So now we're at the men's lounge, and the men are filling in Tommy, about all of the things that have transpired. Tori lets Tommy know that Sabrina, not Sabrina, but that AIDS had, I think that she quit the show. I'm pretty sure she quit the show. Like, she quit the show and she ended her journey. And Tommy was like, "What? She quit the show? She ain't tell nobody? She ain't tell me? Next time when one of this stuff happens, y'all, please call me. Now, my single men, tell me what's going on with y'all and y'all connections." And I'm like, oh, it's just something about the way he talks. It's very like pastor like to me. It's like, it's so funny that when you're around Uncle Nephew Tommy was not was pressed. Ace told Tori and not him. Like, I'm surprised. I'm surprised he even wanted her to do that. Like, I'm surprised because usually it seemed like he's over people like giving him these one-on-one meetings to tell him that they quit. It's like, I thought he was over it. Like, Ace saved him some trouble. Like, what the F you gonna do if somebody quit? Make them stay? Absolutely not. But I do think it needs to be a contractual obligation to follow it through to the end until you're eliminated. I don't think you should be able to just leave. It defeats the purpose of the show, for you to just leave. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like you should go through the process and get eliminated. What, like, she would have been eliminated anyway. I think she would have been eliminated this episode if she stayed, because nobody had any connection with her, besides Tori. So I just feel like maybe she eliminated herself before they got a chance to. So because I guarantee you, don't no woman want Demetrius telling them that they're not ready for love. After they saw Demetrius do it, they said, "I'm gonna just quit, sis. I'm gonna just quit. I'm gonna just quit. I'm gonna just quit because I'm not about to have Demetrius telling me to step forward. Fuck that." But listen, now Tommy asks them who are their strongest choices, and who's their weakest choices. Now, this is where I have some questions, because I believe Tori said Carmen was his least his smallest connection. That ended up causing some type of reaction from Donovan that I wasn't expecting. Donovan all of a sudden say, Carmen real, Carmen has depth, Carmen is good, Carmen's a good woman. And I was like, sis, if Carmen is all of this damn stuff, why didn't you invite her on a date with your best friend? I was like, you have all of this defense for her, but you didn't invite her on a date. Why? It don't make sense to me. I was like, what? I was like, what? And then Paul, you cannot reset with Sabrina. I was like, Sabrina already juggling 3 niggas. You want to be the 4th? I was like, is the whole cast gonna want Sabrina at this point? I was like, it's completely ridiculous. And I was like, at this point, it's really because I was like, I don't understand what it is, because Sabrina has not let us know anything about her, as far as depth goes. We don't know anything about Sabrina. Sabrina has not spoke to anything past, just the surface level. She didn't even know her strongest choice, was an alpha male. It wanted somebody who was more submissive. But, all of these people, loving Sabrina. And then Demetrius going to have the nerve to say, me and Sabrina, we just got some amazing chemistry. What are you talking about? Y'all literally almost had a falling out at the dinner when she said she didn't know that you wanted somebody that was submissive. And then yeah, Donnie, like Donnie did feel some type of way when he said when they said Sabrina. And I was like, okay, at this point, let's stop with the faces. We all know that somebody has to go home at this point. It's like we all know if somebody has to go home at this point. Let's leave the reactions at home. Okay? Like, let's leave the reactions at home. And then I believe that Donnie ended up saying Joy because he hasn't went on a date with her. I was like, that's pretty petty. I don't feel like that Joy should have been the one to get chosen. I was like, but I guess because you haven't been on a date with her, but it is what it is. Paul's still pathetic. I was like, Paul, that girl lets you know that she don't want anything to do with you. Leave Sabrina alone. Sabrina don't want you. You can't reset with her. Y'all just trying to stay in it as long as y'all can. Demetrius knows that him and Sabrina will not work out. Sabrina, like Demetrius knows that him and Sabrina do not have, personality like characteristics that mesh well. Now, you don't have to be exactly like somebody. Like I said, I think opposites attract. But when it comes to those type of things, when you like to consider yourself a strong woman, almost like an alpha, like, and to me, I feel like Sabrina is the only one on the show moving like a nigga. I like it just doesn't go well when you're talking to somebody who's an alpha male who wants a submissive woman. It just don't work. But now, Donovan, I don't know what happened to Donovan, because did Donovan call Sabrina his top choice? Did Donovan call Sabrina his top choice? I don't remember that. Like, I don't remember him saying that in the deliberations. Maybe I missed it. But I was like, did something happen between those two? I don't know, but yeah, y'all. I don't think we found out who got eliminated today. I don't think we did. I don't think we found out who got eliminated. So yeah, he did to her ex. Yep. Yeah, he did. He did. But y'all, that's really all I had to say for today. I ain't have much in it. I'm trying my best to limit my stuttering, because when I get irritated, when I get mad, when I get all worked up, it's kind of hard for me to voice myself without, stuttering. It's been an issue like that since I was a kid. It's the ADHD of it all. But I'm trying my best to. I feel like by the time I finish this, becoming a YouTuber, I'm gonna be the best public speaker. He said she's his top and admitted it was the first time he said it. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Baby, I'm interested to see how this is gonna work. And another thing, Joy, why did Joy feel that Zakiyah needed to see her connection, that Zakiyah needed to see her connection with Phil? Like, she was like, I needed to see, I'm glad that Zakiyah got to see the like the connection that me and Clifton has. Like, I don't think she cares, sis. That has nothing to do with her. So I don't understand why she needed to see that. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, that's really it. Ellen is me and you again today, just me and you, sis. I like this review. This was like, to me, this is one of my stronger reviews. Hold on, real quick, before I end the live, I need to create the thumbnail for it. That thumbnail will get people up in here, y'all. Listen, the thumbnail will do it. It's the thumbnail for me. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, so I changed the thumbnail. Because for some reason it's like, yeah, but Joy's position is solidified. It's definitely solidified. She has nothing to worry about. She has nothing to worry about at all. She ain't going nowhere. I don't believe so. At least, I mean, like, maybe if it's some type of weird turn of events, she might be eliminated, but I don't think so. She know where she stands now. I find that the next episode is going to be a little bit of friction between her and Zakiyah. Like, I'm really interested to see how that's gonna work out, but it is what it is. But it's been real, y'all. I have to go get ready. I gotta go get dressed. I'm about to go to the bar. One of my friends is taking me out because I end up getting hired for a position. You know, Yeah, the post college job hunt has really been scaring me. I mean, I ain't graduated yet. I graduate in May, but trying to land yourself a job before you graduate is like the goal, and I'm just happy I did that, baby. And they paying me good, so my friends taking me out. I start my orientation on Monday, because I only go to class 3 days out of the week, so yeah, I'm really excited about that too. So they're about to take me out. I'm about to get drunk. About to get drunker than the skunk. So much love, everybody. And once again, I love everybody. Thank you, Ellen. But peace, y'all. Y'all have a good day. And please check actually Aubrey's channel. I'm gonna be on there tomorrow at 7 p.m. Breaking down the show with her and Alex, and y'all know after I let this marinate, I'm gonna have some more ignorant stuff to say. So please check out, please check out that live tomorrow, because I definitely will have some stuff in my mind to say. It's gonna happen. All right. But much love, much peace. Thank you for having a shot for me, Ellen. Um, God bless everybody. Okay. Peace.